have a two-way dilemma, because one, I'm supposed to hold you accountable to the things that I believe will create value for you. But on the other hand, I also need to be like, yeah, nonchalant, of course, no problem, da da da. And I have been judged previously by my clients of being too nice. Like, I'm not like, telling people and putting like, bro, like you said that you wanted this result, so we need to put this in place, da da da. And then other times I have people who are like, bro, like it's a bit too much, like I need to take this time for myself, yada, yada. I'll come back to you. And I'm like, no, I lost you, So it's like, okay, let's find a great middle ground that allows you to progress. And at the same time, feel like you're not disappointing me or disappointing yourself or anyone else, because you are progressing. That's the thing that we always have to keep in mind. It's like the fact that I'm here, the fact that I am doing my best, the fact that I'm even doing something in my free time that leads me to a better position in life in the future, that's good. Like, that's amazing. And sometimes if you can't run, you got to walk. Sometimes you got to
walk and crawl, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get your dilemma, just kind of finding a middle ground. And some people are saying, okay, he's not, like honest like that. So I kind of see your dilemma. So
yeah. So that's the situation. So if you ever felt that I was a bit too pushy on something or anything that it's good that you're letting me know, because I need to I'm a work in progress as well as everyone else.
No, you're good, brother. I just wanted to kind of clear that up, so.
Excellent. Yeah, I was showing you the stats. Did you notice? In the last 30 days, it's just in the past week that there's a downtrend. Yeah. And studying has not taken a back seat, which is very impressive. Pay Yourself First has. So we need to talk about that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Sleep has. And exercise, tiny little bit. So it's like just the past few days, but that's been because of the moving with your mom and stuff. So we understand what's going on. So yeah, let's discuss your stats. We'll start with Pay Yourself First.
So yeah, it's been more of an expensive month. So I have been checking it off since that day, just to kind of keep it honest. And yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, since I mentioned, you're not supposed to because you're borrowing.
Yeah, I was like, okay, if I can put it back before reporting, it's all good. But I wasn't sure like what the parameters were. But I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, we're not supposed to be touching it. We're supposed to be training ourselves not to go into that emergency fund.
100%.
So,
yeah. So what has been expensive? Because that would be the next discussion, right? You got the growth, reserves, and then indispensables and play. It's not the play percentage that's gone up. It's the indispensables that have gone up. From what I understand, is the indispensables some increase, something that's going to be continuous, or was it just this month?
It was just this month.
Okay.
Because I'm also still paying for like my other coach, whatever, and it was like a personal development coach, but it also is kind of could turn into a opportunity for me to make another source of income. So that was part of the reason for it. So it's something I just sort of invested in, and then helping my mom with the move. Just trying to just help out. I'm kind of like leaving a little money aside to like pay for movers because we're kind of limited on help, and I just kind of been coming out of pocket a little bit just to help her with this move, just because she's kind of in a situation where she's kind of forced out of her home. So I've kind of just been contributing just this month to kind of like ease the burden of her, because I know she's been just financially stressed. So it's partly to do with that. So yeah. I've come out of pocket for that.
That makes sense. That payment that you received Friday, are you able to fully put it back into the reserve?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you could have actually checked off those 2 days.
I could have. I just wasn't 100% sure. But it was.
That's fine. But if we understand how it works moving forward, then you're in a better place, because okay, so if I do borrow from our reserves because I need that money for something, 2 days from now I can fill it back up. Then yes, I lose the points those 2 days, and I get feedback from Joseph, which is annoying, but.
No, that's okay. That's what you're here for. So it's
right. But at least I cover the holes and everything is solved. the reason why I'm asking you if this is a long-term indispensables increase is because we'd have to decrease the percentage, right?
Yeah.
And right. So, but if you feel that the percentage is fine because this is just a one-time thing, then we keep the percentage and then we're good to go. Also, if the coach that you have, which might help you to develop your income, depending upon the project, which we haven't discussed yet, and I'm really excited to discuss it. If that is an income opportunity, then that payment would be part of the growth fund.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be taking it from the reserves or from the indispensables. You take it from the growth fund. That's what at least the growth fund is designed to be for.
Right. I guess the thing about it is like, okay, it kind of was kind of like needing the money like right then, I guess.
Okay.
And I didn't get paid yet, so I was saying, hey, I can wait. Can you wait until Friday? And I felt this sort of sense of urgency, I guess, because it, he was kind of all about speed. Like, okay, the sooner we kind of get it going, the faster. So I said, okay, I was just like, all right, let me see what I can do. But I was trying to just wait until I got paid, so I wasn't technically behind, but I just didn't have the money yet. But
and this is also one of the reasons why you set aside for the reserves first, because then you have what you have in your indispensables, and you really can't do anything about it.
That's true. That's true.
Right. That's you don't have access to any funds. Oh shoot, what do I do?
I really didn't though. I was like,
there you go. And you say, bro, I literally like my this is my bank account. Look,
yeah.
it says
I can screenshot it. It's $10 in this account.
Honestly,
that's really what it was.
You don't have any money available. Now, obviously, like people might call that lying, but I don't think so, because it's for that purpose. What money do you have available for random things that are not emergency?
Yeah, it was an emergency. I think that's just setting boundaries. Like, and that's just saying, okay, you know what? I said they don't have it. I didn't. I wasn't lying. I had to pull money from this account, wait a few days. I didn't want to have to do all that, so I could have just been a little more firm with that. So
muscle strengthened.
Yes, just some muscle strengthening. So
exactly. So what's the process or income opportunity, if you want to share? Is that something you do want to share, or? I'd love to hear it.
It's so he's basically, I guess, been coaching me like since last year, and kind of helped me overcome like some personal issues. And now I'm kind of in a position where I could possibly coach some people myself on the issues that he kind of helped me with. And with the content creation combined with that, he said he can help me with like the getting the clients, and since I'm not really good with sales and stuff, he said he can handle all that, and I would just kind of help play a role in this, I guess, this mastermind and possibly managing the group, and possibly, there's an opportunity for me to earn some income if so I was kind of excited about it, so.
Okay. May I ask what specifically helps you with, or is it something that's non-sharing with me? I'm just trying to understand, because it sounds like a different ONTRACC group.
What he's coaching about is like any I guess negative. It could be like mindset. It could be like old traumas you went through, or like it could be things you went through childhood that maybe we haven't really discussed. But he kind of goes more in depth with that. So you can say it's more of like he's just a well-rounded coach, but he's kind of like been more like a life coach to me. So I can kind of discuss those personal issues. I can kind of dump on him and kind of things. And he's kind of like helped me kind of through those moments. So. And
he's helped you through that. Great. And that's fantastic. I've done that for other people. So it feels very similar to what I do. It's like, is there some of that stuff I could have done? If he's more expert at it than I am, like by all means, like we need to solve the problem. And so then I'm happy for you that you're doing the coaching. But what I'm noticing, the only thing that I might have an issue with would be the aspect of the path that you're on, and not diversifying from the actual income increasability. So for example, there's 3 things that you've, it's funny because it's the same ones that I have. You have 3 paths. If you took the sales quiz, right? You have trading, And then you have content creation. You love content creation. That's what came at the top of this quiz when you took it.
I was surprised with that too, but yeah, I mean, I answered honestly, and I found a new interest in content creation.
Yeah. And then you're like, bro, I kind of want to sell. Like, I would love to sell and get clients and talk to them and help them with their trauma and stuff like that. I did not know this. I did know, however, that I had a small little plan in mind for you. It's like, bro, this guy's talented at trading and he's good at content creation and he likes talking to people and training them too. Maybe he could be a trading coach in the future or some form of consistency coach for trading. Like, I've had you in mind. And so, like, he's stealing you now. I get
it. I didn't want to like keep it from you. Know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to be upfront with you about it. But you're probably like, okay, you already have me as a coach. Why do you have another coach? I think the thing is, I got you guys around the same time. I don't know which I reached out to first, but I got him for a different reason than I signed up with you. For you, I think I just wanted to just solve like my money problem. And I kind of like the camaraderie of the group. I kind of like the fact that we all kind of build each other up and kind of sharpen each other's sword. And I wanted to kind of just surround myself with like ideal men. His is more of a individual kind of thing for people who have maybe like a poor maybe like mindset about money, or they he's more of a spirituality coach, if I'm being honest, and kind of like I guess coaching that way. Just in a he kind of coaches in a different way, and it has more to do with spirituality and maybe some other
there's a good it's like us together is a good combo in a sense,
kind of like that, yeah,
right? It's like we're teaching from two different aspects.
It's two different yeah. I don't know, I kind of try to look at it like Rich Dad Poor Dad, something like that, but that's not quite the same. If you guys are like coaching me the same way, I'd be like, hey, this is pointless. I'm just gonna just stick with one coach. But I'm getting value from both of you as coaches. So
and that's actually the thing that I have least problems with. Like I think that's awesome. Like when people have multiple coaches, I'm excited because that means that you're gonna progress faster. Like you're using your growth fund in order for you to increase your income, and you're investing it into your mindset and progress. So I really am, because I'm not really buying anything. Like I showed you my apartment. I'm literally living like a monk. So, and I'm okay with it though. I don't really, since I've isolated myself, I've noticed I don't really go out as much, but and that means I'll probably want to start going out and socializing, because I feel like, I have to keep my social skills up, so I've been okay just building, just investing in myself. So I'm happy with it. Amazing. And I mean, this is one of the reasons why you're also going to become wealthy and start printing money eventually, is because you are investing in yourself and making sure you're prioritizing your foundation and building that. And you'll have social for the freaking rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like it's
right. I'm not worried.
The social stuff doesn't disappear. It's like, oh, I have to be social forever. Yeah.
I'm an introvert, so it doesn't bother us that much. We're okay. We like our personal time. And then we like maybe 25% of the time we'll socialize. But 75% of the time we kind of like to,
I'm the exact
same our own energy, SR energy, all that, so.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same way. So as you notice, I'm fine with that part. The stuff that I'm worried about is the fact that you're taking on responsibilities and commitments that are that will take away from your ability to make money. Although it looks like an income opportunity, you're actually going to lose money as a result of it, because you're not focused on the one thing at a time. Now, if you told me, hey, Joseph, I've been given this amazing opportunity, I want to absolutely crush it in sales, and I want to create content creation for that sales opportunity, and that's going to be where I make most of my money, and I'm excited about that. Let's put trading aside. I'm not interested in trading anymore. Oh, but are you invested 100 hours into learning trading? Yeah, I don't give a rat's. That's not my path. I want to learn how to do sales, and I'm going to succeed with this opportunity. And are you okay with that? I'd be like, yeah, of course, bro. Like, it's your life. You get to choose whatever you want to do with it. But one thing, and get to 1,000 hours in it and get your freedom. That is a must. Like it's necessary. I've invested a lot of time in trading, and I hate the fact that I have, because that meant that I now have a diversified path. I have 3 things that I've developed 1,000 hours of expertise in, but all of them have not given me freedom, like to the extent that obviously I want to, like the $1 million and all that stuff. That was a mistake that I'm trying to help you guys to avoid.
I see.
When you still have a full-time job. Once you don't have a full-time job, bro, you can do whatever you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but my job is to help you to get rid of your full-time job, and that's why we have to focus on one thing at a time. So yeah, here's your defense. Let's hear it.
I understand that part, and I was kind of like, okay, I understand what's happening here. Like, okay, I spent all my time in trading, and now I'm kind of interested in something else. So I understand it's going to cut time from trading and the potential money that I could make. And speed is another thing. Like the more hours I put into trading, the quicker I can maybe become a profitable trader. So I've kind of like been at that crossroads. And believe me, I know what you're talking about. Like, okay, I'm diversifying a little bit. I don't want to do sales though. I'm very clear on that. I mean, the coach said he would help me with that because he knows that I don't want to do sales. I want nothing to do with it. But I understand as a coach, he probably would have, but I think he was going to just assist me with that part. But okay, hold on. You look a little puzzled. What is your?
My puzzle is he's going to help me with that. What does that even mean? I think there might be some mismanaged expectations on this opportunity because he might be thinking that, oh, Justin could coach clients for me, but he could also get clients for me. And I'll help him to get clients. And if I have too many clients, I'll send him some clients. That would be probably from a coach perspective. When he works with the client, he'll be like, this is how we're going to do it. And you have an income opportunity because you'll coach the people that I send your way. But I kind of also expect that you get your own clients as well. Usually that's kind of how a coach would think. Now, if he has way too many clients, which doesn't sound like he does because he works one-on-one with dudes, and he doesn't have a group type of dynamic as OnTrack does. It seems like just from the little information I know, which means that he has capacity to take on more clients for himself. He's just kind of giving you a vision for what's possible in the future if you do coach in his organization. Am I getting the wrong picture? Like, that's why I'm puzzled. So I'd love to hear if there's more information that I don't know.
I probably could get more clarity on what exactly he would be helping me with. I had mentioned to him, I don't know if you saw the YouTube post I made, but it was kind of like a rant about how tired I was about working a 9 to 5.
Okay.
I made a YouTube video about that. It was SR related, but I felt like I was kind of stepping into like my purpose. But I'm just like, okay, I chose the path of trading. You need, you kind of need some income for that, which requires a job. And I guess I was considering just a different route that didn't require me working a job. And that's where he kind of brought up the business opportunity for me to make some income because I guess because I talked so much about it, recently about, I don't know how much longer I want to work here kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's where he kind of brought up that idea of me just managing the group, I guess. So that's where that whole idea came from.
Excellent. So what's the terms? Or is there no money in the next 3 months? Like, what's the offer?
So this is supposed to be, I guess, the last time that I'm supposed to be paying for the coaching. And then after that, I'm not sure exactly how much I'm supposed to be making. We haven't kind of just discussed it, but
so the job, but according to you, the job would be what Daniel is doing for me. Group
something like that. Just sort of like, what did he say my title would be? It would just be like just like group management. I guess you could say it's something like Daniel. You could say it's something similar to that.
Does he have employees?
Does he have employees? I didn't really ask him all that, honestly. It's a new mastermind he kind of just started that's separate from Telegram. So
he does
I
not.
probably should get more details on it.
He doesn't have employees from the sound of it. So you would be his first employee, which means he has little experience to leading, a team, which means he also doesn't have a. Do you have any kind of overview over how much he makes? Do you know how many clients he has? Does he do something else on the side? Like, these are all the questions that I bombard you with to kind of see, is this a good opportunity or not, right? Like, because
Yeah.
I would be a business coach to help you to figure out, is an opportunity viable or not? Is this going to waste your time? Is this going to create massive leverage on your time? What's the ROI? Like, all of the numbers, all of the data, the person that you're going to be working with. Like, there's two things you need to know when you're investing in an opportunity. And this is an investment, right? Two things you need to know. Who is the person who's going to lead this thing? How good is he at what he does? What's his track record from a business perspective, since I'm investing time and money into it? And then number two is, what's the opportunity? Like, what is the idea? Because if it's an amazing idea and I can have ownership of the idea in terms of percentages in the business, let's go. Or is it a employee opportunity from a perspective of, I have a job right now that pays me $4,000 a month. If I can get another job where I don't have to sell, where I can just do my 40-hour work week, 9 to 5, and work for this coach who has a lot of clients, and he needs me and he'll pay me $4,000 a month for it, I'll quit my job and I'll start working as a full-time employee there while I do my trading. But if he's talking about, like, maybe I'll pay you, you'll get coaching for free and you get $300 or $500 a month, and it only takes 2 hours a week or whatever it is, that's not a good opportunity. That would be an opportunity that I would run away from a perspective of, like, you're competing with Daniels, right?
I'm competing with Daniel's sort of.
You're offer to the marketplace, so to speak. Okay. Like, in the sense of, like, Daniel is, first, he worked for free for me for a year. That's one. I mean, from the perspective of, if you had that conversation with someone else, you'd be like, well, he exploited Daniel for a year. How could Daniel work for free for him for a year? Well, he had inclusion in the group, right? And so he saw potential in this. And then after that, after a year, he's like, how important am I to you? Is there opportunity for making money? And I was like, okay, it's time to start paying him. And then I started paying him. So now he's a full-time employee. And, he probably wants to be paid more over time, but he has a full-time income for India, And so I'm just saying, if he's kind of like a life coach like me, I know his business model, because I've done it for 6 years. Like, we are identical. The only thing is that he teaches from a more spiritual, nuanced type perspective, with more focus on attraction and getting your mind right, and that type of stuff, where I'm more of a practical type person. But I know both. Like, I've seen, there's a reason why I have my program and not his program, although both are good and important. Does that make sense? What are your thoughts?
I think there's just maybe some misinformation. Like, maybe I didn't have any intentions on, like, becoming his, like, employee or anything like that. Okay. I thought it was just going to be just a small, another, like, just source of income. I didn't really plan on it turning into, like, a full-fledged thing. It's an opportunity I was sort of staying open to, because I was actually done, like, coaching with him, like, a couple of months ago, and he kind of, like, just brought it up, and I was like, okay, let me just kind of see where it goes. I haven't, like, made any like, commitment to what's to come, but I was just staying open to it. So, excellent. If I really felt like I'm getting, like, scammed out of my money, then, or anything like that, if I suspect there's anything, like, fishy going on, then I definitely would have been, like, out of there. But
yeah, no, there's nothing fishy. There's no, like, there's no scammy stuff here. The question is just leverage of time,
right,
and return on investment. And I personally think that you will be better off if you say no to all other opportunities and learn trading. like become profitable at trading. Because right now you're already overwhelmed. Like you got your mom, you have to move stuff for her. You can't trade as often. You're not doing the 10 points. And then you added something to your plate instead of removing something from your plate, right? And one thing is, I want to work with him for my mindset and get things right going there. Another is saying yes to an added commitment of solving other people's problems. Because that's really what he's asking you to do, is like, hey, can you help me solve other people's problems? And you'll be like, I'm open to it if I get paid. But it's like, we don't have capacity for that right now. Like, you don't need more money. You have a job, you have minimal expenses, you have a growth and reserves fund, you can trade and become profitable, and you don't need a lot of money for the trading for you to learn if you're profitable or not. We could even do demo trading for that matter. So it's like you don't need money. And so I would not be seeking for income opportunities in your situation. It's just what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not necessarily trying to make more money. This was actually me considering a different career path. Like, there is a chance that I may not even care to do trading on the long term. That's what I'm kind of saying. I still like trading. I see that where it can go, but I'm saying I'm considering leaving trading altogether, if I'm being honest. I haven't done it long enough to say, hey, this is not the path for me, but I'm just considering it as it kind of ties to like a different path I may want to pursue. Like I may actually want to pursue like maybe content creation. I'm just exploring that because I see where trading can go. Like I know if I put the hours into it and I put my mind into it, I can become, like gotta be champ. I could see the vision for it,
Right.
But it's not just money, I guess, that I'm after, I just kind of want to make that clear. But this is more about just making sure that I'm picking the path that's kind of most in line with who I am.
Who you are and life enjoyment. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Then that's a different story. But then we need to have, we need to know the pros and cons of everything, right? And you need to make that list. And they're like, so it's not sales. You want to do content creation. Like,
yes, I was considering content creation. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to. I do not want to do sales at all.
You don't want to talk to 100 people every day.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not in that way. No.
Okay, great. Then at least we eliminate that. You don't want to do e-commerce, gone, and you also don't want to do software development. Okay, so there's only two paths.
Yeah.
The fact that you did the skills quiz gave us a revelation. Wait, what? I didn't know that. I thought trading was the path. And then you take it, and everyone's surprised. Me, Daniel, you. He's like, oh, interesting.
You know what? I've always been scared to do content creation. It's something I've wanted to do, but I just would always get nervous in front of a camera. So it's something I kind of wanted to do, and I kind of follow this expression that fear leads the way. So I'm like, okay, let me just kind of see, let me try it and see if I would actually like it, so.
Amazing. So, but then that's very separate from what this coach is offering. Because he's not telling you, hey, can you make content for me? Can you attract clients for my business with your content? That would be content creation. Now, if you start working with him, you're developing a skill in group management and leading people and sales and coaching. Sales path. Okay. Like, get rid of that.
Okay, you're saying that's a sales path. That's what you're saying.
That is this. No, that is the sales path.
Okay.
Yeah. And so anyone who doesn't want to do sales, don't go that direction. Don't go that route. Because you will eventually come to the same point as you've done with trading now, where it's like, bro, there's a lot of obstacles here, there's a lot of overwhelm, a lot of anxiety, a lot of problems. I'd prefer a different path. And suddenly now you're like greener on the other side, other woman in the red dress type situation.
Right. I get what you're saying. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. I think this is just me staying open to opportunities. Like I could have just said no, but yeah, I can admit I might have just taken on a little bit more. I was at the crossroads where I was just questioning, like, okay, did I hop on the wrong train, kind of thing, or should I just kind of keep going, and exploring that? before I kind of dive into something else. So
Yeah.
I was kind of having all those kind of thoughts.
And this is, again, recapping it back to the beginning of the conversation. Joseph's making me feel bad. I need to confront it. Or, or it maybe he's giving me the tough love that I require, because this is part of, the progress that I'm on. I've had a long discussion now where I'm like confronting you about something that you're like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that, or something else. I don't know everything of what's going on.
I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate this conversation. I do value what you have to say. So I'm not just it's not going in through one ear out the other. I do value what you have to say. So
it's gonna be a great recording to go through. Yeah, and also the only problem with the other coach situation, and I have to mention this, would be if we are speaking against each other. Right? Because that might be a time when you're getting this advice from me and then this advice from him, and it doesn't align. And it's like, oh, now I'm confused. Like, which advice is best? And it's good to get feedback from both, but it also puts me in a situation where I also can't think for myself. It's like, I'll feel bad to not follow the advice of that person or that person, that type of thing. Like, it's difficult when you have two people speaking into your ear at the same time, and you end up being in an indecisive mode instead of deciding and then going with it and testing it out and seeing what the result is. Like, you want to make sure that you are always in a decisive mode, right? Like the quote, successful people make decisions fast and change them slowly. Unsuccessful people do the opposite, which is they take a long time to make a decision and then they change it fast once they make the decision.
Okay, that makes sense. It took me a second to wrap my head around it. Okay, that makes sense. Successful people, they make decisions fast. And what did they do slowly?
They change it slowly. With it.
Okay.
Like they made the decision, so now they're not going to change it. Even if it might sound better to change it right now, they're just going to run with it and see where it goes. They're going to go deep, and they're going to see if everything explodes in their face. And if it does, that's okay. Like, that's what successful people do. They choose a path, they go for it. While unsuccessful people, they're like, wait, which path should I choose? I'm not sure. Let's try this. Whoa, that was too difficult. Or that was not what I thought. Let me try this instead. And then they're like very shallow on everything. While successful people, they choose one thing and then they go deep, they go far, they go all the way to see where it takes them. And they're not scared of the dark forest there with wolves, and they're like, holy crap. Okay, let's go.
That's too funny. I agree with what you're saying, though. The most successful people, they spend 80% to 100% of their time on just one thing. And unsuccessful people, they 10% here, 30% here. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So I kind of see the problem I'm kind of having. And it could be, it does sound like two schools of thoughts as well, like your coach and his coaches. I can see the conflict there, and I understand. I get it.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate you, Justin.
I appreciate that. I hope I didn't take up too much time. I know we.
Hey, I love this conversation. Whatever I can do to help you at any given time, I'm here for you. I'd love for you to chat with me more. Like, a lot of the stuff that I heard today was new information, which
it happened so quickly. Yeah, but yeah, again, I didn't want to leave it in the dark about anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you. So I think it was a good discussion to have.
Yeah, and that for future reference, but if you tell me as it happens. Okay. On that day when you're because that's what daily text coaching is for. Like, no one else does this. Every other program that you join, usually, I mean, I'm sure he does daily text coaching as well, but maybe in a different way. But most programs don't have that availability. And so, as long as you can have that, use it for all it's worth. It's going to help.
Okay.
Amazing.
We'll do it. I'll keep you up to date on that. Whatever's going on, I got you.
Appreciate you, brother. Talk to you
I
soon.
appreciate you too. All right. See ya.
Bye-bye.